It's like 5, 6 early hours in the morning, and we're waiting to get picked up to go to the airport. America. Nah. Oh yeah, just in case we didn't know, it's legal. Current vibes.
I'm not dying as much as I was, but I want to go to sleep.
New lows. They let us into the USA. And, we're currently having a really gourmet meal out, which consists of a fish burger and chips and something else. Yes, we've got the rental car. We've literally been stood inside now for like probably the best part of 2 hours trying to sort a rental car. And genuinely feel like people are just out there to take money off you. Like, I feel like we got the hire car sorted, and I had to go back up to speak to the guy, and my bill ended up getting reduced by nearly $500 just by having a simple conversation, because I had all these itemized things on the rental car agreement that I didn't even know what the fuck they were, and I didn't even agree to anything. So a little travel tip: never take something at face value.
It's really, really good food. Super. Shiloh, do you have a cut? Oh, yeah.
No, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, you have a cut. She licks cuts. It's really bizarre.
Full tub.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Lovely Tuesday morning. We're in California, and last night we stayed at Heather's house, who is hopefully I don't butcher this as well, which is the market manager for WTB, or Wilderness Trail Bike. And today we're driving north.
You vlogging?
Yeah, always vlogging. And we're going to Northstar. But first we've got to pack all the stuff in the car, which means getting another bike bag and another person in here, which is going to be a challenge.
Honey, I'm home.
We are packed with heaps of space in there. So yeah, we're ready to hit the road, and it's about 160 miles from where we are now to Northstar, which is where this weekend's next Enduro World Series race is. Practice doesn't start for the next few days, but we're going to get there early, and I've heard it's a pretty sweet drive as well, so take on the ride and see what it's like.
Oh, it's automatic seat adjustment.
Dan!
How do I move the seat forward?
Dan! Wolfie! We'll leave without you! Dan!
He's gonna kill you.
American. Ah, some ding-dongs. Ho-hos, Twinkies, ding-dongs, zingers. Dumbass hot sauce. It's Wednesday morning, and I'll show you the difference between a top 23 Enduro World Series rider and a top 62nd Enduro World Series rider. A top 23 rider gets a map and draws on the map all the stages.
And has Special K for breakfast.
And has Special K for breakfast.
That is a fucking unit.
Look at that hip flexion.
This video is showing how easy Cusco is to get on. There's no struggle, no sweat, no blood.
Is it on?
Is it full? I just need to do that thing where you sit it down into. Oh fuck! I did that.
So we built the bikes and now we're just literally right next door to the house. There's these like 3 sets of tabletops and little bike park. And we're literally just going back to basics and practicing some jumps. Like there's these little, well, there's a bigger set here that runs down the left, and then in the middle there's these little tiny jumps which are kind of like more dirt jump style jumps, so quite steep takeoffs. And
I think I cleared it.
yeah, if you watched the last video, we did a video on how to improve your jumping skills fast when we were in Whistler. I'll put the link on the screen. So we're literally just building on that, and I think it's always good, even, you know, whatever level rider you are or racer, it's always good to go back to the basics and work on fundamental skills like jumping, cornering, drops, you know, whatever, anything, because then that can translate to everything else you do. Yo! So it's Thursday, just going and getting a coffee, and then we're going to go up the gondola because they've got a session where we can go and have a look at some of the tracks. They've brought this thing out now at EWS where they've got like track walking on the schedule. I don't really agree with track walking. I don't really think it should be really allowed. Like, it kind of goes in the face of what enduro is all about, and it ends up just if you walk tracks, ends up turning into like a 6-stage downhill race. But you'll get one practice run, so any gain that you can make over anybody else is always going to be beneficial. So if you're here to race, it's worth checking out the tracks before you practice it. We found a snake. There are rattlesnakes here.
It wasn't a rattlesnake, it was a little like black and yellow thing.
This reminds me of Tasmania, where you can't put your hands or your feet anywhere you can't see them.
There, look!
Oh! There it is, there it is, there it is.
He's there, he's in the bush.
Wow, I bet he's poisonous though. He is black and yellow. They are the like nature's colours of fuck off.
Yeah. See this?
Nice.
Dust anyone? Dust. 0 calories, high in fibre, dust. You know, dipping down too early, that sort of stuff, you're just carrying nice momentum. No dramas, basically.
This is
That's gonna be a rooster. Not like a chicken rooster,
someone's
but
dug
like
a hole for you to get through it.
you can fucking, yeah, you can bury yourself in that now, as they say in Poland.
How can we demonstrate how deep this dust is, all this?
You know what I mean? Right beside the ridge, and you're cornering, your front wheel's going to start drifting, which makes you like tuck the front wheel, which will make you have to clip out straight away. And then beside this stump, and then you're here.
Yeah, so we're about 3/4 way down stage 2. It's pretty eye-opening stuff, like a lot of dust, a lot of rock, and not a drop of moisture in sight. So I guess you're probably gonna have to adopt like kind of a different riding style to ride this stuff well. Like it's almost gonna be like riding in the wet but in the dry. So you're probably gonna have to be moving your hips more rather than just like all out smashing into corners, because like there's literally minimal traction everywhere. So it's almost just trying to find the smooth, well, not smoother lines, but lines that kind of straighten the track out and make the track easier to ride, if that makes sense. Obviously that's the aim in most races, like, but probably it's more predominant in this one because there's literally no traction. It's just loose rock, loose gravel. I've never ridden anything like it. Never ridden dusty stuff, but never anything as dusty as this. Hectic.
Yes. Consistently hectic.
So we're just at one of the big rock gardens on stage 5. And I don't know if you can see on the camera, but this is taped like a lot wider than the track usually is, which is what a lot of riders want. They want, you know, wider tracks so there's more line options. Obviously, if there's more line options, there's more like confusion of where to ride kind of thing. But I think with stuff like this, like even though it's like probably like 15-20 feet across, there's only really 1 or 2, potentially 3 lines you can ride through the rock garden. It's not actually as confusing as it looks on first sight. You've just got to almost put yourself in tunnel vision mode and just crack on. Like you can see here, there's a line there. You might not be able to see on the camera, and then there's a line here. But coming in, there's one line there, a line over here. But to get in over all this looks very janky, so you almost pulled to the side anyway. And then it's just a case of where you go down this next section of rock. But like I said, it's all like, I think it can be overwhelming, but it's actually not. There's a couple of lines coming in here, but then there's kind of 2 main lines here. So there's a longer outside line that drops you way down there, but you could argue that that's potentially smoother. And then there's an inside line here, which is obviously shorter and straighter, but then it's obviously a bit harder to get onto coming out of here, out of these rocks. So I suppose you are thinking about a fair bit, but it's still nowhere near as complicated as it looks. So that was a bit of an insight into what it's like traveling from one venue to another, having a bit of a play, going and checking out some of the tracks. And now literally we're just gonna go and just chill for the evening, sort the bikes out, and then tomorrow practice starts, and we're practicing all the stages for Saturday's and Sunday's race in one day, even though it's a 2-day race. And then yeah, so it's gonna be a dry, dusty, and probably pretty challenging weekend. So make sure you stay tuned to the channel. I'll have some videos up over the weekend of both practice and the race. Drop a like on the video if you actually enjoyed the content we're sharing. If there's still some unanswered questions, or you've got anything you want to share below, pop it in the comments below. I'll get back. Like, I always respond to every single comment. And make sure you smash that subscribe button, because we're trying to grow the channel, obviously. Go subscribe, click the bell notification, and you'll be notified of any new videos. So peace out, and catch you over the weekend.